なんとかなったみてえだな。畳みかける。これがスーパーサイヤ人3だ。
Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. Time to take a look at what the fuse with Kami Piccolo can do. We know there's a couple very strong quirks already. One, he has Indestructible. Two, he has anti-revival in the fact that he lowers the amount of health the character will restore. That, to me, is a great first start. I think everyone is kind of tired of running into Gohan and dealing with him and how oppressive he is. I would have preferred if they did more to dampen his post-revival capabilities, kind of like what the Perfect Cell did. You know, lowered the ki recovery, took away their ki. Those sort of things really make it so, you know, people are intimidated to run specific revival characters. But this is a start. We also know that his Legends action from the low area to high, even on your first shot, gives you an ultimate. That's nuts. Do you guys remember the LF Trunks, the one that slashed up Frieza? He could draw an ultimate off of his green card, and I've pretty comfortably killed characters in the first 3 timer counts with that. That's a pretty strong ability to have. So Kami Piccolo, I'm very curious to see what you can do. Push your opponents to the brink with diverse moves. A legend, fused with Kami Piccolo, joins the fight. Number 1 for his strengths. Legend action. One time only. Draw an ultimate arts when you activate a legend action. Ultimate arts increase your damage gauge penetration by 100%, letting you dish out serious damage. So Buhan, you're gonna have to be a little bit careful here, buddy. Number 2, Superior Element Blue Plus. Gets an even bigger damage boost against Element Red than normal Element Blue. Number 3, keep opponents in check with Indestructible and Disruption effects. Survive being KO'd once with Indestructible, and reduce the amount of health opponents gain when reviving with Revive Disruption. Piccolo can even stop enemy combos thanks to an effect that increases all arts costs when hit by an arts attack. The fabled Namekian warrior is whole once more. Now stand and fight back against powerful foes. Now, for characters that have Indestructible, I really hope they have something to do to deal with AoE greens. At the time, we had so many characters that would do like drop combo blues, you know, the Red Beast Gohan, this new FSK, Last Man Standing, drop combo AoE greens. They got kind of comfortable with releasing a bunch of AoE green characters, so Piccolo will have to be careful if there's no one-time anti-AoE green behavior like what Vegito has. So let's go. Z ability. At 14 stars, he is Regeneration, Super Warrior, or Cell Saga, Blast Attack and Strike Defense, and if you're regen, you get 18% Blast Defense. Why did they make him ranged? Cell Saga is strike oriented. We got Super Vegeta Zenkai, we got FSK. I don't really understand. The only way I could see it is if that IT Goku is getting a unique equip and they want you to run him with this Piccolo. I don't know where else you would throw this guy on. Even if you look at Regeneration. Kid Buu, Buhan, Orange Piccolo, Yellow Janemba, they're all strike oriented. Where's a range guy supposed to fit here? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I guess they're trying to form a range version of these teams because range Cell Saga isn't really a thing. Range regen isn't really a thing either. Maybe they're just saying this is the start of that. I mean, I'm all for it. I just think in this initial release, it'll be a little bit tricky for him. If IT Goku gets a unique equip, if that damn Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan sees a plat equip, then things would make a lot of sense. But until then, Piccolo, I'm not really sure where you're supposed to fit. Strike card, he has Blast Armor, so charge in without fear of enemy blasts. His Blast Attack, you get 170% boost to blast damage against enemies charging in with armor. This is great because everyone and their mother has strike-oriented cards with Blast Armor. Literally everybody does. Blue card, reduce enemy ki by 100 on hit. Lower the health restoration and ki recovery of all enemies too. Massive explode damage. On activation, 50% blue card damage. On hit, minus 100 enemy ki. All enemy health restore minus 50%. All enemy ki recovery minus 50%. These things exist because of characters like Legend Super Vegito. He's healing every time he gets cards. Ultra Namekoku, he's healing everybody with the unique gauge. Gohan, same idea. He's got healing everywhere. So this sort of stuff is needed. I think Vegito is quite tanky. I mean, even Kid Buu, Buuhan, Android 13's healing everyone on swapping out. Stuff like that. That's why we have things like this. Green cards. Seal enemy blast darts and nullify your element disadvantages. You'll draw a card, get 15% health, 50 ki, subcount on switch -5. This is nice. We can bring Piccolo in quite often in order to sponge big moves. I am worried though that this might mean somewhere in his kit he either doesn't have subcount manipulation on big moves, or it's only -5. So he's going to be counting on this to swap in when a rush flies, a blue flies, an ultimate flies. You might need this. The effect resets on switch. Nullify element disadvantages for 5 counts and seal enemy blast darts. Seal enemy blast darts. I feel like range teams are just in the mud, aren't they? It feels like range teams are in a bad position altogether, so I'm not sure how effective this might be. We'll see. I think if he also sealed up blues, it would be unbelievably powerful. Ultimate, gain 100% to your damage guard penetration. Supreme pierce damage. On activation, plus 100% damage guard penetration and nullify endurance. This is nuts, actually. He just has it willy-nilly. Like Ultra UI, for example, needed a pop main in order to have it nullify endurance. This Piccolo, if you're lucky, can nullify the endurance of someone that fast? That's kind of nuts. On the Legends action. On hit, ally subcount -10. Fantastic. Inflict enemy with extreme bleed. It's a melee-based one. It's approaching going forward. Main ability, lower enemy ki by 100 and reduce their Dragon Balls by 2. Draw the ult, heal 30%, get 50 ki, enemy ki -100, enemy Dragon Balls -2. That's pretty strong. Taking away a Rising Rush, just popping the main ability, very helpful. Starter ability, Piccolo has Revive Disruption. Enemies will revive with 60% less health than they normally would. Damage, 330%, damage guard 260%, 50% ki recovery, level 1 card draw speed, health restore plus 15%. This is going to coincide great with this guy's offensive-based unique gauge that provides healing, and Revive Disruption, revival health -60. Unique ability, Piccolo even has Indestructible. On battlefield entry or after changing areas, get a 200% boost to unique gauge charge rate for the next strike or blast dart to use. The unique gauge is excellent for offense, so make the most of it as you fight. I really like offensive-based unique gauges that net you cards. For example, Ultra Super Gogeta. I love everything that guy does. I think chaining everything in, getting a blue card at the end to get a nice little like finale attack is fun stuff. And it sounds like Piccolo has exactly that. On battlefield entry or area change, draw 1 card if you have 3 or fewer, heal 15%, 30 ki, unique gauge charge rate for the next activated strike or blast starts plus 200%, nullify damage received element disadvantage. I'm curious about this. I think for Ultra Super Gogeta, it was 5 cards to fill his unique gauge. I wonder if this is going to be the same thing here. I'll have to check the wording. On strike or blast starts use, damage plus 30%? Holy crap. Oh my god, what? Damn, Piccolo is stacking damage fast. Holy crap. Dude, 30%? Damn. Nullify cover change, activation count, reset on switch/area change. That's pretty nice. Nullifying cover change on area change. Okay, that's pretty good. When hit by enemy's arts, ally subcount -1. That's really strong. Unbelievably strong. That's the Ultra Super Vegeta Plat Equip ability. Enemies arts cost plus... Oh my god. Whoa. Your arts cost go up plus 10 every time you're hit? What a significant disrupt. Damn. That is a massive disrupt. All enemies subcount plus 2. Again, this is the Ultra Full Power Frieza pseudo lock-in that makes it very difficult for you to swap to other characters to maintain your combo. This is a very powerful disruptive effect. Arts cost increase, sub count increase. I noticed that there's no key reduction anywhere, so it might not be as strong as full power Frieza, but this is very, very good combo potential, combo killing potential. When health is reduced to 0 by the enemy attack, activate Indestructible, nullify attribute downgrades under normal conditions, cancel attribute downgrades under normal conditions, really good against paralysis and the like, destroy enemy entire hand, enemy key minus 50, pretty good. After Indestructible ends, plus 50% HP. He has a cover change against blast arts, chainable with the blue. His unique gauge. Tons of offensive effects activate when you fill up the unique gauge. Get a boost to damage, draw 2 cards, and even protect your hand. It will even charge the overdrive gauge. I think some people forget this, but Vegito's legend action charges his unique gauge. So every time he activates that, he gets a little blip in the overdrive gauge. It's very easy to miss because people want to hold on to it for chaining in a blue card, but it does fill it up a little bit. Attack type gauge, my favorite. When the unique gauge becomes full, draw up to 2 cards if your hand has 3 or fewer. Heal 10%, 50 key. Overdrive gauge plus 20%. That is so strong. A fifth of your overdrive just gets filled for attacking? That's actually terrifying. Genuinely terrifying. A person that is well accustomed to charging their overdrive, if they are keen and understand how much they have to charge up to get that last little bit, they could essentially end every single combo with a baby rush. This is scary stuff. You can basically end every combo with a baby rush. They're really pushing everybody to try out overdrive, and they're honestly doing a good job of having people leverage dynamic area change. I think they're doing a good job. This will be very annoying though, just continuous overdrives getting chucked out left and right. 40% damage, which is uncancelable. Nullify cover change, okay. Protect your hand, really strong. Cancel attribute downgrades under normal conditions. Charges each time a strike or blast is used and consumed entirely when the gauge is full. Legends action. Draw ultimate arts after changing from low area to high. Launch an ultimate straight at your foe. Activation area low. When you activate the Legends action, destroy a card to draw the ult. Chainable with the blue and the ult. I mean, this is just so damn strong. Right off the riff, you can get an ultimate in and kill somebody. You could argue that this is kind of needed, given how annoying it is that everyone has second lives. You typically fight teams with KO guard, a revival character, endurance with debuffing. So really just hammering in a ton of damage early on to get rid of someone's second life, to get rid of that KO guard, to just get rid of that revival is probably the thing that they're going for. This is going to be super strong. If you nail this on Namek Goku or the Gohan with 100% damage guard penetration, it's going to hurt pretty bad. So I'm eager to see how much this shifts the meta, but Piccolo looks really good. It's really this part here that I think people should be intimidated by, because right now people are shifting more towards doing a lot more charging. The emphasis on how powerful overdrive is could not be stronger. I mean, it almost feels like everyone's method of play is now going to revolve around overdrive and charging overdrive and kicks, and with stuff like this you're going to see it more than ever. I mean, charging your overdrive gauge at any moment of, you know, stalling, get it to 80%, combo your opponent, and then you get to finish it off with a mini rush. And if you're smart, you're going to make sure that the overdrive ends with your opponent in the low area so that you can launch them to the top area. So if you're someone on the receiving end of the overdrive, just be clever and realize that the third option is probably always going to be sending you to the low area, just so that they could do dynamic area change. If they didn't get it early on in the fight, they're going to do their best to get it right away. So doing a combo, overdrive at the end, then do a dynamic area change, the Legends action, and then pop in another ult. Very rapid amounts of damage. So I'm interested. I'm looking forward to seeing what Piccolo can do. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. By the time you see this, maybe in 15 minutes we'll be live playing Fierce to Fathom, episode 5. So until then, peace out, guys.